Howdy folks, it's Matthew, your friendly neighborhood technician here with Braxton, making a video for you out of Boise, Idaho area. Long time no talk. I haven't been posting videos lately, mainly because with this new shop and the way things are going, guys, I'm just slammed trying to learn how to juggle all this and handle all this and all that other good stuff. But I did have a Kia Sorento come in, and I've got a pretty cool video that I'd like to make on it. So this Kia came in because it needs a new front end. So, you know, we're putting control arms and struts and all that other good stuff on it. But yesterday, when I got in it to move it up here to begin working on it, I noticed that when I started it to begin with, before the engine even started, there was a service maintenance light on. And the owner did express to me that that is because it needs an oil change. Well, one of the worst things you can do for these Kias and these V6 engines is miss oil changes, miss any type of scheduled maintenance, like, for example, replacing ignition coils and plugs or anything like that. And there's a reason for it. There is a known issue in these vehicles with the timing tensioner and the timing chain, and timing jumping or the timing tensioner going out and causing major catastrophic engine failure. If you were to Google Kia Sorento timing chain growl, timing chain issues, timing chain service, you will find that there has been nothing but complaints on this vehicle considering that one issue. And that's because a lot of times it happens anywhere as early as 50,000 miles, 150,000 miles, but for most people, their timing chain tensioner begins to go out on their Kia Sorentos at around 100 to 150,000 miles. And there's just nothing you can do about it. It has to be serviced. It has to be fixed, because if you don't, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when will the engine blow up. So, for example, for all I know, these people could pull out of here and within 5 minutes of driving down the road, that tensioner finally decide to go fully out, the timing chain break or something jump, and next thing you know, the engine destroys itself and you have to have it replaced. So again, there is a lot of information out there. This is a known issue. Now, I've worked on these Kias for a while now, and I have videos on my YouTube channel here showing what it takes to service the timing on one of these warp drive engines. And so I'll tell you right now, it's not an easy job at all. So one of the things I did notice, though, is there's not a lot of video out there as to the growling noise that it makes or anything like that. So the first indication that your engine's getting ready to explode, you know, just to keep it simple, is when you start it up cold in the morning and you hear it growl. And so I'm going to try to catch that effect for you. You're probably only going to hear it for a few seconds, and then it'll go away, and then I'll come back and explain it to you. So I'm going to hand it over to Braxton here. All right, just hand it. I'd say just right in that area, because we should be able to hear it growl pretty well. Okay, we ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so did you hear that growl, Braxton?
Yeah.
And then it went away?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start the engine again, and you're not going to hear the same noise. Ready?
Yeah.
Did you hear it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, did we hear a growl again?
It was just like way shorter.
Way shorter?
Yeah.
Let's try it one more time and see if the growl goes away.
Nothing.
Nothing. Okay, so on first initial cold startup after sitting all night, what has happened is the timing tensioner has allowed all the oil pressure to bleed off. And so that timing tensioner in there is slapping back and forth, and it's not working correctly. So that's what that growl comes from, is the tensioner in there slapping back and forth. It's getting worse because on the second startup, it still did it. It did it for a shorter amount of time, but it still did it. And then on the third startup, it didn't do it anymore. So that's kind of an idea as to how quick. We started it up once cold, shut it off, started it up a second time cold. It did build up oil pressure, but it immediately begun to bleed off because the second startup, you heard a little bit of growl. Now, the beginning symptoms are a growl upon a morning cold start. As time goes on, that's going to get worse and worse, and it's going to get to the point to where eventually either A, it's going to growl like that every time you start it, or B, it will unpredictably completely destroy the engine, because once you start hearing that growl upon cold startup, bottom line is the timing tensioner is bad. It's broken. It needs to be replaced. It needs to be fixed, because the next thing that is going to happen is the engine is going to explode. That's just how that goes, and that's just the downside to these Kia engines and all that other good stuff. I will say that I have serviced it before. I have fixed it before, and afterwards they're good to go for another 100,000 miles. But it's just something that needs to be done. So just wanted to make this for informative purposes and reasons, and also so the owners can check it out and see exactly what we're dealing with and talking about and all the other good stuff. So we're gonna go ahead and move forward and knock out the suspension on this. Thank you to everybody who continues to watch our channel, even though we don't post all the time like other channels do. Thank you for your support. I'll definitely catch up with all you guys. This is Matthew, your friendly neighborhood technician, and
Braxton
signing off. All right, guys, talk to you later.